So a lot of people have been watching this George Pino trial on TikTok. If you haven't, let me catch you up to speed. So on September 4th, 2022, he and his wife took his daughter and a big group of her friends out on his boat in the waters of Boca Chica Key in Florida, celebrating his daughter's 18th birthday. Beautiful out there. But on their way back in, they hit a channel marker. It made a big hole in the boat capsized, everybody went overboard. And ultimately, 11 of the passengers were injured. 17-year-old Lucy Fernandez drowned and eventually passed away from her injuries. And Katie Puig, who is now 21, has irreversible brain damage. At the moment of the crash, George Pino was charged with 3 counts of misdemeanor reckless boating. And eventually, that was upgraded to felony charges. He was charged with felony second-degree manslaughter and vessel homicide. And yesterday, June 22nd, he was found not guilty on both charges. Now, when something happens, when there is a death of a young person, and then there is a trial, and somebody is found not guilty, people are emotional. They have an emotional, visceral reaction to it. Your feelings are valid. However, let me tell you why I think the jury got it right. He was charged with felony second-degree manslaughter, and he was charged with vessel homicide. I want you to take that in consideration with what he was not charged with and what the prosecutors were accusing him of. Because with those charges, it didn't align with what they were putting in the statements to the jury. They said that he failed to maintain a proper lookout and a safe speed. They said he was going nearly 50 miles per hour. They said he was inattentive for nearly 9 seconds. They said he was on the wrong side of the channel. They said there were minors on board drinking. And they said that he was drunk. I think his defense attorneys did a fabulous job piecing that apart. And I feel quite vindicated because even before I saw their arguments against that, I was piecing that apart too. I saw the testimony, I saw the evidence, and I was just cutting it apart. First of all, they said he failed to maintain a proper lookout. They said he was inattentive for 9 seconds. Let's talk about that. He was very forthcoming in his statements to the police. He said when he was coming back, he said that another boat came up and put a very large wake next to them. This is the kind of boat that they were in. Let me remind you, they were in a big bay, okay? Listen, I've driven a boat many times, okay? Pontoon boats are different. These kind of boats are different. And they were in a big bay. If a big boat is going to come close to them, making a big wake, it's going to move. And he said when the crash happened, he looked back to make sure his many passengers were okay. They said he was inattentive for approximately 9 seconds. Let's sit here for 9 seconds. That was 9 seconds. That's a pretty long time to check on your passengers. Maybe, maybe not. Does it seem plausible? Could have happened. To some, 9 seconds is a long time. To some, 9 seconds is not a long time. Let's keep in mind, that's a big bay. Was there only one boat in the bay? Was there a lot of boats in the bay? He didn't say. They didn't say. He did say that his sight was hindered by the girls sitting in the front. Let's say all that is true. Let's say that because of the wake, and he was trying to miss it, let's also say that because the girls were sitting in the front, that he didn't actually see that it was hindered a little bit. Let's say that 9 seconds isn't that long. The prosecution has the burden to hand over concrete, hard evidence that he was grossly negligent. Grossly. Not just your regular schmegler everyday negligence like you're driving and, oh, that's a chipmunk. I haven't seen those around in so long. Oh, let's see how fast I'm going. Oh, We cannot say that we are completely 100% never negligent. We would be perjured right there on the stand. Gross negligence means that he got up away from the wheel and he made a sandwich. That would be purposeful, grossly negligent. And he would, by the way, they would have to show proof of that. Multiple witnesses that said, yeah, he got up away from the wheel and was playing Jumanji, the board game. Multiple witnesses. Even one witness, but they didn't have that. Then they said a safe speed. It was not a no-wake zone. It wasn't an idle-only zone. What constitutes a safe speed on a boat in a bay? Unless they said that. Can you define a safe speed in a boat? Did they define his speed? Who clocked it? Who got out their radar and said exactly what speed he was going? The girls got up there and said he wasn't going any faster than he normally goes. He must have been comfortable with it. Moving on. Then they said he was on the wrong side of the channel. Well, if a boat came over with a big wake, that might explain that. If at the last second, maybe in that last little hair, he was trying to correct it, that might explain that. Then they talked about the minors on board drinking. There's no concrete evidence to show that he knew that. They admitted to it. The girls admitted to it. That also doesn't mean that he supplied it for them purposefully, because he said that he had two. Two in a grown man his size, which he admitted to, doesn't mean that he was above or even at the legal limit. And you can't judge this picture, which was taken right at the accident, as proof that he was inebriated. Y'all, he had a concussion. And 2 good Samaritans said that he did jump in the water to try to save those girls. I'm being objective here, y'all. The prosecutors also said that he lied because they said there was no evidence of any other boat. Show me the evidence that he was inebriated, because they never did a breathalyzer and they never got his blood alcohol content. I'm on the jury. You're saying that he was inebriated because there were all these beer cans on the boat. The girls admitted to drinking. Also, let me remind you, what he was being charged with was felony second-degree manslaughter. He was charged with vessel homicide. He wasn't being charged with supplying alcohol to minors. He wasn't being charged with a DUI because they knew that wouldn't stick. Is it horrible? Absolutely. Am I on the victim's family's side as far as their grief goes? Absolutely. Not a person has the right to tell them how to feel. Their child is gone. Did he drive the boat? Yes. Did he crash the boat into the channel marker? Yes. But was he criminally responsible? No. No. Did the state do their due diligence in proving that? I'm talking about not just the prosecutors. I'm talking about the state of Florida. I'm talking about the wildlife and fish conservation people that did not check his blood alcohol content. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. The good thing about that is, I always say when you lose, you learn. That's what I say. What did they learn? They've changed the law since then. Because now they're going to start doing a breathalyzer. Now, when these things happen, they're going to start doing your blood alcohol content. So, here's the takeaway. If you're going to be a prosecutor, do a better job. If you're going to be a police officer, do a better job. If you are going to be a defense attorney, these are the takeaways. If you're going to drive a boat, you better hope you're driving safely. You better hope you're not drinking and driving, especially if you've got my kid on board, because that's still their baby, and they're allowed to feel how they want to feel, no matter what anybody says.